There is a huge surge in inventory and price cuts because buyers are canceling contracts at an alarming rate. For instance, this listing in Phoenix, Arizona, went pending back in March at $685,000, and then 4 days later the contract was canceled. It was relisted, and then there have been 2 price cuts since. Utah has 127 and Nevada has 91, respectively. The housing industry will face 3 major challenges in 2022, the first of which is the continuation of historically high prices. Home prices in the United States are at their highest level ever, both in nominal and inflation-adjusted terms, but the combination of these record-high prices and rising mortgage rates is causing the most problems. For example, a home buyer in Phoenix would have had to pay $18,000 a year ago for a 30-year fixed mortgage rate of 3.5, but now they'll have to pay 5.4. The end result of all of this is that a lot of home buyers who are going under contract today to buy a house are then being rejected by their lender, who does the underwriting and looks at the person's income and wages and says, "Wait a minute, you can't actually afford this home." The complete deterioration in housing market affordability to levels we haven't seen since 2006, when the last housing bubble peaked before there was a massive crash, is what's causing the recent surge in canceled contracts and pending home sales returning to the market. If you're a discerning home buyer or real estate investor looking for some value and a good discount, now is the time to buy. To begin, enter the zip code of the area you're interested in. For example, if you're searching for a property in Phoenix's Maricopa County, you'll discover that there are now 7,100 single-family homes, townhouses, and condominiums for sale. Then click on All Filters, and then scroll down till you find Price Lowered. Pick the Reduced Price checkbox. After checking that box, there have been 21 recent price reductions in Maricopa County listings in the last 30 days, indicating that the housing market in Phoenix is headed for a crash. The next step is to go back to the Filters tab and select more than 60 days on Redfin to narrow the list even further and find the most desperate sellers. In light of recent comments in the comments section, I feel compelled to address an issue that some viewers have brought up. I've been harping on the subject of rising inventory and corresponding price cuts in the housing market for the past few months, and while many of my viewers have taken notice of the data and taken action based on it, I've noticed that when it comes time to buy a home or an investment property, there is a lot of competition. The open house for this Dallas property this weekend will be crowded with 30 to 40 potential buyers, and there will likely be multiple offers and multiple bids on the property. So if you're interested in purchasing this property, you'll need to act quickly because the open house is expected to draw a lot of attention and interest from potential buyers. I've included a timestamp below so you can see where you'll have the most success buying right now. However, more broadly speaking, it's possible that you'd be better off waiting it out until after the entire housing market has crashed. That's because, in my opinion, a housing crash has already begun and will begin to take place in desirable neighborhoods over the next 3, 6, and 9 months. Inflation, at its current 40-year high, is widely believed to be beneficial to the housing market and to lead to higher home prices in the future. Consider this for a moment. If the value of your savings has decreased by 8% in inflation-adjusted terms over the last year, you will have 8% less for a down payment, and you will also be struggling more to afford your basic necessities like groceries and your entertainment budget, so maybe you will not have as much to pay for your mortgage, and as inflation continues to rise, more home buyers will drop out of the market. The housing market in the United States has already begun to decline, and it will continue to do so on the West Coast before moving eastward and hitting the Midwest and Northeast later this year.